my name is Rebekah Ricks, and I'm here at the Homeschool Connection in Winter Haven, Florida, and we do our weekly show, The Brew. And a brew is a mixture of people, events, or things that come together to form a more potent whole, and we want to make your whole a whole lot better. And of course, everything is better with coffee. And since it's Friday morning, we're doing an extra shot of espresso, because who doesn't need some extra espresso on Friday mornings? Because I know I do. And we have a special verse for today, Hebrews 24:15. It says, "For in that he himself have suffered being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted." I know. So when I first heard this verse, I thought, I thought that was it's a little bit of a different type of verse to pick. For he himself has suffered being tempted. He is able to succor them that are tempted. I know it doesn't seem like your usual motivational verse, your usual you can do it verse. But you know what? It kind of spoke to my heart a little bit, because it says he himself hath suffered being tempted. You know, it's talking about Jesus, and that when he came to earth for us, he did become a man, and he did have to go through that time when he was tempted, and he knew what it was like to be tempted. You know, we've all been tempted before. We've all been on a diet, unfortunately, and wanted something that we couldn't have and been tempted about that. I mean, there's nothing worse. I had this conversation with my husband the other day. We were talking about cravings, and I was like, don't you ever crave anything? He's like, crave anything? I'm like, don't you ever want something so bad that it's sucking your will to live to not have it? Like a type of food. And he was like, no. I'm like, you don't crave Chinese? He's like, no, I sometimes think I want Chinese, but I don't crave it. Like I'm going to die if I don't have it. I'm like, well, I crave. and then his thing was, that's why I let you pick food, because, you know, whenever we go out to eat, that's why I let you pick. Because we do. I mean, I sometimes crave something. Lately I'm going through Publix buffalo chicken dip. That stuff is amazing. I mean, I literally can eat it straight. No crackers, just straight. And I don't even like hot stuff, but it will change your life if you try it. It's really good. My sister-in-law had it over Christmas. Thanks a lot. And so the obsession is real. So sometimes I want something. You know what? We talk about that being tempted, or we think, for some people it's sweets. Before I was pregnant, it was sweets. I could do sweets, but now after I've been pregnant, it's become like salty, savory things. I crave them. They tempt me. I know I shouldn't, but it tempts me. But you know what? The same thing with those things that tempt us is it suffered being tempted. For he himself has suffered being tempted. You know, we are tempted. We want things. We crave them. You know, there's things that we can do that tempt us a lot. I know it's not a food, but a thing that tempts me. I am naturally, please don't judge me, a very critical person. And I don't know if it's how growing up in church or how it is, but I am judgy. I know, true confessions. I'm judgy. It's easy for us to judge. You know, we don't know what is going on. We don't know what temptations they are. That's my biggest temptation. When something happens, I want to be critical and have a bad attitude about it. When somebody does something wrong to me, I want to instantly tear that person up as fast as I can and not wait to find out. You know, it's talking about for in that he himself has suffered being tempted. You know, the Bible also says there's no temptation taken as such as is common to man. You know, we've all had to do that. We all have different things that we struggle with every day, what we're tempted to do. You know, the Bible talks about different things. If you even think about sometimes something, you know, we grew up saying that it's a sin, but we all want to try to make ourselves better. We're going to be tempted to do things. It's a struggle every day. I mean, every day I'm going to do something wrong. Hopefully I can do the best I can. We're going to be tempted to do it. I mean, it's a choice. Every day we have a choice, a temptation. I have a choice when something bad happens, if I can react or take it. I have a choice when someone talks about me or someone does me wrong, to talk about them or take it. You know, there's a big thing. We get tempted all the time. But it says he's able to succor them that are tempted. You know what? God knows we're going to be tempted. He knows. And he's going to help us. It's okay. You know, we think of succor. I just had a baby, so my baby's 6 months old. I hate to brag. He's super cute. He's able to succor them that are tempted. He's going to take us and take care of us even though there's tempted. There's nothing like snuggling a baby. To me, holding that little baby and holding him and feeling that baby snuggle. You know what? That's how God kind of feels about us. It's okay. You've been tempted. You're going to fail. Every day we're going to fail. We're going to be tempted about something. We're going to suffer that. And he understands that we're going to suffer it and that we've been tempted. And it's okay to do that and go on. Sometimes if we think we fail, I don't know, I'm hard on myself. I like to be a perfectionist. I like everything to be perfect. In fact, right now the books on the right are kind of making me crazy because they're slanted and they don't match the books below it. All those things like that. We notice those things, the imperfections, the things that aren't right. We want to fix it and do it and make it. Every day we do things that we shouldn't or we don't, but we're going to be tempted. It's going to happen, and God's going to be there for us to help us. He's able to succor them that are tempted. If he's going to help us when we're tempted, how much more is he going to help us when we sin? We're going to do things wrong. People are going to do us wrong. I feel like I have personally been wronged a lot in my life. It's going to happen, but God is still there for us. We can turn away from him or we can turn to them. Some of you know that this year has been this past year has been the best year of my life and the worst year of my life. It has been a great year. I had my baby. I've had great things happen in my life, but it's also been, there's been a lot of bad things that have happened this year. It's been a hard year, emotionally, physically. I've been sick a lot. It's been a hard year, but you know what? God is there. If he will take us and succor us and be there for us when we are tempted, just think about how much more he's there for us when we have other things that happen in our life. So I know this is a little bit of a different verse, but just think about it this week. For in that he himself has suffered being tempted, he's been tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted. He's been through it. He knows what we're going through, and he's there to help. He's not judgy like me, because I am judgy. He's not judgy and doesn't judge you and look at you and see what you've done right and wrong. He's there to help you. And sometimes we have to remember that. In everything that happens in life, he's there. He's there to help you. And so hopefully, kind of like your extra shot of espresso, that little bit extra coffee, that extra wake me up in the morning, we all need that. And hopefully, I know I have a coffee cup that says we need some Jesus today. And sometimes we do. We need to step back and say, just like we take the time to drink our coffee, that little extra shot of espresso, hopefully this was a little bit of help to you, a little bit extra, just a thought that he's there, he's able. And if you're homeschooling or you're at home or work or whatever you're doing, don't forget you're not alone. There are people there that are here to help and want to help you in what you have. And sometimes I know I'm not a sharer, so it's really hard for me to tell people when I'm having a hard time or having a hard day. But the Lord is there, and he knows without you even telling them that he can help you and keep you in ways sometimes people can't. So remember, he's able to help you. And even when you're tempted today, when you are thinking about doing something or saying something, because I know my thoughts go crazy sometimes. I want to say crazy stuff all the time to people, and sometimes it spills out. But remember, he's there. So hopefully you have a great week. Monday, we will be back on What's Your Brew, and we will do teaching in the kitchen, homeschooling we're going to be doing homeschooling in the kitchen on Monday. So we'll be doing some things, how to use your kitchen to homeschool. But hopefully that was a help. And just remember, you're not alone. We are here to help help you in whatever it is you need, encouragement or different things. So go take your time, drink your extra shot, and have an extra shot of espresso.